Welcome and everyone who is logged in all around the Bay Area. I appreciate you guys being here.
I think she's doing some
I just kind of skip all these things on the screen that are bothering me. So you should be able to see my screen. This is what I call the advanced class. Now, advanced with that doesn't mean that you can't learn this if you missed the beginning of that class, or if you're not that used to that yet. These are features that Zap has available to you. So you can learn how to do these, and then as soon as you're a little more comfortable with Zap, or you start using Zap, you can start doing them. So they're not difficult techniques to learn. The reason I call this advanced Zap is because I've taught the beginning class multiple times, and every time I get asked about certain things, I always say, that's for another class, that's for another class. Well, this is the other class, okay? So for those of you who already are familiar with Zap, this will be great. It'll be something new and advanced for you to do. And for those of you who aren't familiar with Zap yet, that's fine. These are some features that you'll want to use as soon as you get familiar with them, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and jump right in. So there's two topics that we're going to cover today. The first one is insights, agent insights, okay? Now, obviously, we know what insights means. It means our thoughts, our ideas, our advice, our suggestions. So that's what this is. This is a way for us to share our thoughts. And there's two types of agent insights. There's property insights and there's neighborhood insights, okay? So I'm going to start with property insights. This is something that I want you to get in the habit of doing whenever you visit a house, whether you have an open house, whether you go tour houses, whenever you're doing that, you can either take notes while you're there and do this later, or there is a way to do it from the Zap app on your phone.
Is it the regular
we will talk about in another class because there's a whole lot of great things.
I'm not hearing anything.
So we're going to talk about property insight. So what this is, it's a way for you to share your thoughts about a specific property. I always say, imagine that you're previewing it for a client. Your client wants to hear what you think about it. So you're going to tell your client what you think about it. It's not going to be just what's on the MLS. This property has 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, it's 1,800 square feet. No, they can read that already in the property description. This is your personal thoughts on this house. I always tell people it's okay to say things that are negative, but I would always temper that with something positive. So if you have something negative to say, that's fine. Say it in a professional way, but then add something positive. So for example, this house is smaller than it appears in the pictures, but it's in a great neighborhood. Or the kitchen needs some work, but the backyard is very large. You know what I mean? So you know, give your true opinions of it, but think about it in terms of, you know, this could be my listing. And what would I feel if somebody was just writing negative things about my listing? Okay, right, exactly. So be honest, because again, think about it this way. If it's your client and all you're going to tell them is good stuff, then they go to the house and they'd be like, why didn't you tell me the kitchen needed so much work? Why didn't you tell me the house was so small? You know, so they want to know the truth, but we want to be professional and we want to have professional courtesy to our fellow agents, whether they're Century 21 agents or not. So let's start at the beginning. Let me show you how to add agent insights. There is a button at the top of your Zap page up here that says add. So when you click on add, you have multiple things you can do. Now, for those of you who are in the beginner class, we've only gone to the first one, which is contacts. So you can add contacts here, but you can also share. The next one is new agent insights. And when you hover over agent insights, it gives you an option between property insights and local insights. Okay, so right now we're talking about property insights. So you're going to move over here and click on new property insights. So the first thing we need to do is find the house. Okay, does anyone have a house that they've seen recently that's active on the market? That's another thing I want to mention. This has to be a house that's active on the market. If it's not active, then it's not going to show up in our system because we're showing properties on our website that are active. We'll show some that are pending as well, but definitely not ones that are closed. Hi, Katie. Yeah, you can grab a chair from anywhere if you like, or my house. So does anyone have a house that you've seen recently that's active still, or that you have? Okay, oh, we got one, great. So Okay, let's see. So we've got, so have you seen any of these personally?
All
Okay,
those.
all of these. All right. So do you want to do the Millbrae Avenue one? Okay, great. So we're going to do 1080. Now you can search for it by address or MLS number. Here we go. So we found it. 1085 Millbrae Avenue, Millbrae, California. Okay, so we're going to click on this one. And it brings up this great page right here. So it's got a picture of the house. It's got the information to make sure it's the right one. Here is your place to put your property insights. Okay, so it gives you 4,000 characters. This is not, you know, it's longer than Twitter, but it's, we don't want you going on for hours and hours. So tell me some of the things you thought about this house, Armando.
It was very nice.
Okay, very nice. Tell me like you're telling, like I'm your client.
Yeah.
You went to preview it for me. What are you going to tell me about it?
Well, it's got 4 bedrooms in the upper level.
Mm-hmm.
Downstairs, the living room is quite large.
Mm-hmm.
Ample space for, you know, guests, in terms of dining room, entertainment.
Okay.
The garage is well set up. It's got a nice backyard, not large, and it's got a nice community area.
Okay, perfect. So I'm going to put in here that there is a large living room, you said? Living room?
Large living room.
Room with ample space for entertaining. You said it has a backyard, is modest in size, but you said it's nice.
It's nice. Yeah.
Is it landscape nice?
It's nice.
Okay, but nicely, again, there's that positive and negative. So you're saying it's smaller, but it's nicely landscaped. Again, that's a perfectly legitimate way to say it. What else would you like to say?
They're more than
That I wouldn't put on there because that's, you would tell me that as a buyer. But things about, so that what he said was they're motivated to sell. We're just focusing on just the house right now because that's something that's, yeah, these are, consider these as public remarks. Yeah,
I saw there.
And you said it was in a very nice neighborhood, right?
Very nice neighborhood. It's, the family has had this home probably about 30 years. The children's photos are all over the place. And you can tell that some of these kids now are about 27, 30 years old. So these people are ready to move on with their lives.
Okay.
I wouldn't be surprised if they're completely paid up.
Okay. Again, those are things we would, that's good for you to tell me. Those are things we wouldn't put on here. But this is plenty right now because this gives them a little more information than they're going to get just from the MLS. Now,
Yes.
okay. Good chicken. So see what everything you're telling us about it, people are interested now, and that's what we want. See, so people are already asking you questions about it. That's what we want. We want this to make people interested. Now there's some tags down here that you can choose. So let's choose the ones. Would you say good condition?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to click that one. Would you say needs work?
No.
Okay. Would you say open layout?
Yes.
Would you say needs paint?
No.
Great views?
No.
Okay. Big backyard? No, we know that. Is there street noise?
No.
Okay. Major fixer? I'm going to guess no. Lots of light? Okay. And is it near shops?
Up there now.
Okay, so perfect. So we've got 3 good tags here. All right. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to publish it. So I'm going to click publish. Okay. Now I published it as me. Don't worry, I'll take it down later. You can do your own. So I'm not stealing your comments on this because I haven't personally seen it, but it looks like I have. So now where are we going to find this? I'll show you. Okay. Orhan's telling me that my shared screen is blurry. I don't know why that would be. Sorry, it's very clear where we are, Orhan. I don't know why it would be blurry for you. Sorry. I apologize for that. Maybe if I take it down one, hold on a second. If I take it down one zoom, maybe that will work. I have it zoomed so we can see. Do me a favor, could you hit the top light switch? Now that your meeting's over, so you can see better. Is that better? Yeah, sorry. Okay, guys, just come and pull up chairs. There's chairs back here you can grab. Go into my office. There's chairs there. Thank you. Okay, so where are we going to see this? We're going to see this in 2 places. One is going to be on our websites. So on our Zap website. Now this is, of course, we went over the website in the beginning class, and I'll do it again. Oh, launch, don't forget, launch is starting on May 13th in Campbell, and I will be doing the Zap class, the beginning Zap class there as well. Come on. Every now and then we get a little trouble loading up. Let's see. Let me try reloading it. It appears to be frozen. Sorry, guys. We're frozen at the moment. No, it's not that. It's this particular screen is frozen. Let me minimize it and bring it back up. No, it's like completely frozen. All right, guys, hang on. Technical difficulties. This happens. Yeah, I'm gonna. No, it's not the Wi-Fi. It's just this particular browser. Hang on. Give me just a moment. Sorry, let me get back in here. Give me just a second, guys. Yeah, I got that. All right, I'll log it back in.
That's what she said. Okay.
All right, here we go. All right, hopefully we did not lose our meeting. Doesn't look like it. Let me log back in. All right, here we go, back on. Okay, all right. Let's try this again. Okay, back to our regularly scheduled program. Now, sometimes this does happen where the blue dots will, kind of be slow.
Now, the information can be sent to all people in the daily or just for people?
What do you mean information? Oh, it's going to show up on, you can send it to anybody. I'll show you how, but it's going to show up on your website. What's going on here? It just froze. I did. I closed it in Explorer and opened it up again. No, no, it didn't drop. It's fine. Nope, I don't have anything else open. No, because the whole screen froze. The whole, like the whole browser.
Mine is okay.
I know. Yeah. And this is why we planned 2 hours for a half hour of technical difficulties. I mean, I can always try.
You want to use her laptop?
No, I can't because I have to. I'm broadcasting this.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, let's try it one more time. Let me try one more time. Yeah, we started with Chrome earlier and it wouldn't load on Chrome, so I'm gonna have to try it on Chrome.
Yeah, maybe on Chrome. Mine is on Chrome.
Yeah, I wasn't working on this one before, but okay, let me try. Let me try. So let's see, what else can I tell you while we wait?
Maybe remove all the things that are on the computer.
Well, I can't do that. There's a million of them, and I don't know who's. All right. Yeah. It's going to be on your website and also on, okay, good. Let's do this. All right. So let's try again. So let's go to my website. Again, you who've done the beginning class know how to set up your website, but I'll be doing that again in launch. So you're gonna have to click view my website. So here is my website, my free website that you all have through Zap. Don't forget about that. So here is my lovely website on century21.com. Okay. So thank you. So let me make this screen a little bit bigger so you can see. Okay. So when I scroll down, I have a section that says properties I've toured. And here it is. Okay, so right here, 1085 Millbrae Avenue, Millbrae, toured today, large living room, et cetera, and it tells you about the listing, and they can click on it to go to that listing page. So if your clients or if people you have in Zap, your contacts, are looking at your page, they would then see this, and then they can click to go look at more on that property. Okay. Now, the other place that it shows up, which is a million times better, is when we go to that properties page. So let's say somebody's browsing and they're looking at homes and they pull up, oh, 85 Millbrae Avenue. Let me take a look. Let's look at this house. It looks really nice, blah, blah, blah. Oh, look, this agent said something about this house. Okay, and I'm not the only one. There's Armando. There you go. See, you're right there too. See, so Armando is right there too. So when you put insights about a house, whoever is visiting this website, our website, searching for homes, is going to see that, and they can say, oh, interesting, and look, they can click on my name and it'll take them right to my page. Okay.
So this is just our company.
Right, if they're browsing on our website. So if somebody puts into Google, they're looking for homes, blah, 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 and they happen to, I mean, it's a hit or miss kind of thing, or if they're looking on century21.com specifically already, they're going to find their way to this page. So we have as much of a shot of getting, internet browser people, home searchers as any other website. So this is just another way to put ourselves out there. Okay. So
I asked for the REA or that one.
No, all Century21. This is century21.com.
I'm trying to say, could you show me that?
Exactly. So what happens is, then they might say, oh, this person knows a lot about this house. Let me check on her. Let me look at her. Let me look at her name. And look, it takes me back to my page. Here's contact agent. So all they have to do is click this button to contact me and say, oh, hi, register here to start working with this agent. Hi, I want to see 1085 Millbrae Avenue. And they give me their name, and boom, I get a notification on my phone and my email. The more that you do this and put these agent insights on, the more you're going to get those kind of calls. So this is something that you want to do all the time. If I could ingrain in you to do this every time you see a house, it's very easy. It takes you saw it took us, a minute and a half. So you go on tour, you write down some notes about the houses, you go home, you take 5 minutes and put the comments on all the houses. Again, you can also do it when you're there with your Zap app. If you're at that point yet, I'll teach you how to use that later on if you're not. Okay, yep, with your cell phone. Yep, use it right from your phone. Okay, so those are agent insights. Those are agent property insights. Yes, what's your question?
So people, like buyers,
Yep.
how do they go about getting in there to see that? They go to their website.
Yeah, so there's two ways that people get in here. One is by just browsing the internet for homes.
Okay.
And again, we're, Century21's up there in the rankings with all the other companies. So, they'll find us at some point eventually. If it's a Century21 listing agent, then they will be even higher in the rankings, and they should be able to get to us pretty easily. The other way is if you have contacts in your database, in your Zap database, and you're communicating with them through there, when they click to see, when you send them information about homes, or when you put them on a drip campaign, which is what we're going to talk about next, whenever they click it, they're going into your website. They're going into our website. So into century21.com, right?
Question, so if we post on that and here's on the internet, right?
Yes.
So if more of our agents posted on more of our properties that we have, am I correct, open the parking more up to the top?
Yes, and that's a great point. So when we,
That's why I'm thinking.
that's perfect. So when our company has listings, when your fellow agents in our company have listings, you should be going to see them and you should be posting comments on them, because that brings them up in the search engine, because there's more activity going on in those pages. And then it's good for all of us, because then once people go to those pages, then they start browsing around all the rest of our company, and that's more likely that they will find you, because you're going to be out there everywhere on all these pages with all these comments. Okay?
So you search by zip code.
You can search by absolutely anything, and as a matter of fact, that's the next point I'm going to get to. Okay, no, that's perfect. It's a good segue. It's almost like I planted you there and paid you money. Said, okay, at this point, ask this question. Not that I ever more than twice did that. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to talk about is neighborhood insights or local insights. Sometimes they say neighborhood insights, sometimes they say local insights. So again, you're going to click add. You're going to go to new, it's local. You're going to go to new agent insights, and then the second option is new local insights. Okay, local insights has to do with neighborhoods. All areas that we sell in have neighborhoods. San Francisco has the Mission and the Excelsior and Pacific Heights, and we have, yeah, I mean, Bernal Heights. San Francisco's got tons of them. San Mateo has neighborhoods. You've got, Bayview, and yeah, I mean, all kinds of. So everywhere, San Jose's got a ton of them. Everywhere we sell has neighborhoods. This is a way to position yourself as a neighborhood expert. We see that a lot on people's, oh, I'm a neighborhood expert. I'm a neighborhood expert. We can all be neighborhood experts, okay? You have neighborhoods that you know better than others. And you have neighborhoods that you can get to know better than others. It doesn't matter if you live there. It doesn't matter if you've never been there before today. You can make yourself an expert on any neighborhood. Very frequently, people search by neighborhood. I see this very often in San Francisco, in San Jose, in Oakland, in a lot of the big cities. They have certain neighborhoods or certain zip codes, certain areas that they want to search in. And they say, I only want to be in this area, this area, this area. I don't want those. So what we can do here is we can add local insights. Okay, so let's, for example, I'm not going to actually add this up here right now, but I'm going to show you where it is. So let's add a neighborhood. Let's say Pacific Heights. Okay, here we go. Pacific Heights, San Francisco. They even have lower Pacific Heights. Yeah. So let's just go Pacific Heights. Okay, now what they give you here, headline says give your title a catchy header, your comments, and any tags. So comments on neighborhoods. What you want to do, and be very careful, because there's a lot of things we're not supposed to say anymore. Like, you're not supposed to say it's a good family neighborhood, or it's a good neighborhood for single people. You got to be really careful not to say anything about gender, family status, race, age, anything like that. You can't even say it's great for young people. Be really careful. So what you want to do is you want to present facts that will help people understand more about the area. So think about it in terms of somebody's coming from somewhere else, which we have all the time, people coming from other states, other countries, other areas in California, and they're looking to find out information about certain neighborhoods. You are going to tell them about this particular neighborhood, okay? So you're going to put in comments about Pacific Heights, like who's been to Pacific Heights? Who knows? Who can say something about? What can you say about Pacific Heights? Tell me something. Okay, so it's they're very
they're upper middle class. A lot of these homes
People
are
with a lot of money.
Beautiful.
a lot of these homes are 5 million.
Beautiful houses.
okay. So what I've heard, now again, we can't say anything about upper middle class, educated, can't say anything about that, but I heard beautiful views, that we can say, large beautiful houses. You can say the price. You can talk about the price range. You can say price range is generally above 4 or 5 million, whatever it may be.
$1 million view. No.
What do you mean traditional? Well, no, I mean, you can say if it's original, yeah. If many of the homes are original, yes, you could certainly say that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Large backyards. Yep, that's good. Again, those are general pieces of information. Yep, original homes, big backyards, gorgeous views. Okay, so that's great, and you'd kind of go in there. Now this is something, again, you wanna write a little bit of okay. Siri, what do you have to say about Pacific Heights? All right, and then you can put in some tags. Now, keywords, these will not be displayed on the website, but it will help, again, when people are searching. Okay, so yeah, exactly. And you can do up to 5. So let me show you an example that I did for you last week to have something to show you. So let's say that someone is searching in Burlingame, okay, and they are looking at different neighborhoods in Burlingame, and they stumble across Burlingame Terrace. They want to know something about Burlingame Terrace. So they can, again, you can type in just by neighborhood here. So Burlingame Terrace. Okay, let's see what I can find in Burlingame Terrace. Now, the first thing that they see are the properties that are available there, okay? However, as they go down, they say, oh, look at this, insights about Burlingame Terrace from local real estate agents. Guess who's the neighborhood expert on Burlingame Terrace now? Right. And the reason I chose this one is because this is, I told you guys I sold my father's home last year. They lived in Burlingame Terrace for 35 years. So I know that area inside and out. And it's that little neighborhood between, well, I'll tell you what I said about it, okay? And people can even vote whether it's helpful or not. They can even put a thumbs up. The nice thing is they can't say anything bad. They can't say unhelpful. They can only say helpful. So that's nice. We want to keep it positive. So now this person can read. So my title, here, I'll pull it up for you. Okay. So, yeah, and now you know what? I did separate it by paragraphs when I was writing it, but when it prints like this, or when it comes up on the page, it mushes together. So that I would change, because I don't like those big blocks of text either, but I only realized it did that when I was done. So I don't know about the font. The maximum characters is 4,000. Yeah. So, and it's the same with property insights. But again, you want to keep it short and sweet. But let me tell you what I said, just so you get an idea of the types of things that we could write. So my title was Small Town Feel with Big City Access. Okay, and so I'll just read it to you real quick because I know it's small. Burlingame Terrace is comprised of adorable single-family homes and small multi-unit buildings. Most of the homes are nearly a century old, but as a whole, the residents keep the homes updated and clean with lots of curb appeal. There are a lot of small bungalow-style homes. Don't be surprised if you don't find large closets or backyards with those, because they were not the norm at the time of building. There are also larger homes with more bedrooms and yard space. Many of the driveways are shared between neighbors, and not all of the homes have garages. The streets are narrow and tree-lined, giving them a cozy, private feel. The neighborhood is situated between California Drive and El Camino Real, with its own little downtown area on Broadway, Burlingame. Though only a few blocks long, Broadway has many multicultural restaurants and a variety of shops, including a farmer's grocery market, pet stores and groomers, nail and hair salons, coffee shops, and more. You can easily walk to Broadway from anywhere in Burlingame Terrace. Also within walking distance is the Broadway Burlingame Caltrain station. It is important to note that trains only stop here on weekends. Hold on, I lost my slide. They do not stop here. Oh, the trains only service this station on the weekends. They do not stop here on weekdays. There are 2 other full-service train stations within a short drive or bike ride, Millbrae and Burlingame Avenue. The Millbrae station also connects with BART. It's possible to drive into San Francisco from here within 10 to 15 minutes, obviously longer with traffic. Highway 101 enters right from Broadway, and the SFO airport is just 2 exits north. So for all your visitors, or so this is a great location for frequent travelers or visitors from out of town. If you don't have room for all your visitors, or you prefer your privacy, there are multiple hotels along Airport Boulevard and the old Bayshore Highway just across 101 from Broadway. You can walk, ride, or drive across 101 to access the trails along the bay. These lead you to places like Coyote Point Recreation Area and the Poplar Creek Golf Course to the south, or you can walk north and watch the planes land at SFO. So again, that's a large block of text, which is probably too much. However, if you're interested in Burlingame Terrace, right, I mean, because what I did was I tried to keep it going between, okay, here's what the houses are like. Here's what the neighborhood's like. Here's what it connects to. Here's all the things you can do. But you notice I kept everything very general. So all I would say about, residents, I just called them residents. I didn't refer to them as families or, anything like that, just to make sure that I'm keeping it general. When I talked about Broadway, I gave a variety of things. I said multicultural restaurants because there's a lot of, but I wouldn't say there are Japanese restaurants and Korean restaurants. No, just multicultural restaurants, you know. And then just talk about all the things that they can do and the way that they can travel. Like this is information that somebody, if you were moving to an area, that would be helpful, right? Now I know it's a lot and I don't recommend, you don't have to write that much. Again, it should have been broken up into paragraphs and I'm kind of annoyed. I might talk to the Zap people and say, what is going on here? But just, that's the way that this fits. So that's a neighborhood insight. You can do as many neighborhood insights as you want. So if you know a lot of areas, just start drafting the things that you know, okay? Again, keep it general, keep it, you know, just to, again, if somebody wants to buy a home in this area, what do they want to know about it, you know? And so that again, that came up when someone did a search for Burlingame Terrace. So if someone's searching SF Excelsior and you have a comment in there, as they're scrolling down the page, they're going to see what you said about it. And again, when they see that, they can say, oh, let me click on her name and let me see what she's all about. And they can go visit my website, okay? And go see my page and my reviews and everything else like that.
They need this information go off-site from our C21 into Google or anything like that.
It may, that's the interesting thing. Yes, it may show up. And I think the more that you do it, I mean, when people are searching, you know, Burlingame Terrace, you know, neighborhood, you know, whatever, the more information and tags that you put in there, yes, it will be visible on search engines. So yeah, oh, absolutely. Because I mean, it's on anything that's on a website is visible by a search engine. So I would say, again, the more that you do about these, with these insights and these property insights and local insights, the more visible you are not only on our site, but out in the ether of the home search.
So the Google Analytics on common words,
Yeah.
those common words,
Yeah.
holds true.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And put tags in there. You know, I did put tags in. I don't remember what tags I put. Now, again, if someone goes to my website and they're looking at, you know, my stuff, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So there's properties I've toured, but under here, there's local insights. So what happened, and look, oh, look, it comes in the paragraphs on my page. Yes,
Oh,
okay. So that's the way it's supposed to look. But the cool thing is, if you notice, they've got these arrows back and forth. So if you have more local insights, it can flip. Now I only have one, but if they click the arrows, it would flip and say, you know, downtown, I don't know, whatever, another one in, maybe I did Sunset District, San Francisco, or maybe I did Cambria and San Jose, you know. So if you do more, people can flip through it. The longer the more stuff there is on the page they look at, the longer they're going to stay on your page. And the longer they stay on your page, the more likely is that they're going to be communicating with you. Okay. So that's why I always say, you know, have a video, have lots of different things. And look at how robust it makes this page. It just adds more stuff to it.
Can you put a video?
Oh, yeah, so that's something that we talk about in the beginning. So you have a place to add a video. And we are going to be talking a lot more about video this year because video is really, really important. Okay. Hang on one second. What I will get to your question. Carol, what did you say?
You want to talk about the weather throughout the year?
Yeah, absolutely, you can talk about the weather.
Some parts of San Francisco is foggy.
Yeah, absolutely.
People don't realize that when they buy a house, it's foggy in the summer.
That is absolutely, talk about the weather, talk about things like that. Like I mentioned that, you know, that the train station, somebody might say, oh yeah, there's a train station right across the street. But guess what? People might think, oh, perfect, I'm a commuter, I'm going to get on the train. That train doesn't work it doesn't run on the weekdays. It doesn't stop there on the weekdays. So I put that in there. So I want to make sure people know. But there's other ones close by.
Wait, which train station are you talking about?
Broadway. Caltrain. So there's a
Oh, they don't
Caltrain.
stop on-
Not on
oh,
weekdays,
wait, on
not
weekdays,
anymore.
but weekdays they stop at the-
They stop at Millbrae and Burlingame Avenue. So those would be the two options for people in that neighborhood.
That
Okay.
could be good, it could be bad, because the noise. Oh, I don't have to-
Yeah. Oh, my dad, the train was basically in their backyard. They got used to it after the first, 5-10 years. So.
I don't want to.
So your question was, how can you put your list? So you're talking about your listings on your website?
Yeah, actually, I input to the see, like
from.
Yeah, if it,
It also.
okay, that's something that we need to contact help desk about, because it should come through to your website. Well, actually, I'm sorry, let's back that up. Sold homes come through to your website. So when it gets sold, it'll show up on your website. Current listings is on our Century 21 website. Yeah, when you sell it, then it'll show up on your website.
Also,
Okay. Right, not the current listing. Okay, which I think is would be a good feature, and I will talk to the ZAP people about that. I talk to them frequently. They love me. Yeah, what you've sold, anything that's gone through Dash will show up on there automatically.
So we had to menu and input to the set.
As long as it's in Dash, it'll show up there once it's clear. Well, it'll show up there. You'll have it in Dash while you're going through the process. I mean, while you're going through the transaction, because you'll be inputting information into SkySlope and all of that. It'll go into Dash. So yeah, when you send the documents in, that's where they go. So, okay, so let's get back to this. So any other questions about local or property insights? It's a pretty simple way to do that. Once you've done it a couple times, it's gonna be a snap, okay? But please do this frequently. The more you do it, the more information you'll have on your website, and the more your name will be out there when people are searching for homes on the Century 21 website, okay? And through Google, through other places. Yep, the more keywords, the more tags you have.
Even uploading the bulk data, I'm also using zip codes.
Yes,
Tag. So to be able to recall certain areas.
yeah. And you can put property insights, you can put local insights by zip code as well. So if someone searches in a certain zip code and you have a property insight about that zip code, it's going to show up. So you can do city, you can do a whole city, which I would only recommend if it's a small city, like San Bruno, Hillsborough, Atherton, like cities that, like for instance, Hillsborough and Burlingame share one zip code. That's how small they are. You know, they do have their different areas, but there's a lot about them that's pretty, if you want to just talk about the city in general, like Foster City, again, same thing. It's got different neighborhoods, but you could talk about Foster City in general. So I wouldn't do San Francisco or San Jose as an overall city, because those are way too diverse. I mean, there's too much difference between them. Yeah. Okay. All right, so let's move on. This one's going to take longer, but let's move on to follow-up plans. Follow-up plans are ZAP's version of drip campaigns. Okay. This is one of the best features that you can use on this, because it's a set it and forget it feature. Okay. As you get contacts on ZAP, you should, again, when you get new contacts, you should input them into ZAP, because there's so many of these things that you can do with them. You can import, Armando and I have been working on this, you can import databases of contacts that you have saved. And there are some times when we'll get leads that'll go directly into ZAP. So wherever the contacts come from, you have a lot that you can do with them. So the first thing before we go to the follow-up plans I need to show you is the script library. So over here on the left-hand side, when you click manage, now you're not going to see these two. You're going to see follow-up plan library, call script library, email script library. Okay, we're going to focus on the email script library today. So the email script library, we have, how many scripts we have? We have 215 scripts. I will tell you, I have added probably about 60 of those myself since I've been here, because I had a lot of good scripts that I wanted to share with you. Okay, so there's 215 scripts. You can search them. Like, let's say you want to look for scripts about new construction. You can start searching. Okay, so here we go. There's one that says, think about a newly built home. Okay, and you can click the plus sign to read it and see if you want to use it. So the first thing you want to do is you want to familiarize yourself with the scripts in the script library. So as a former teacher, my first homework assignment for you is go into the script library, start skimming them, reading them, find ones you like, and write down the titles of the ones you like, okay? Or copy and paste them into a Word doc or something like that, because you want to remember the ones that you like so that you can then go back later and use them when you set up your follow-up plan. Yeah.
Well, same thing on script. I'm available. If anyone wants to role play, I'm available to help you work together with you.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier, and it's just a quick little tangent. It's really important, guys, that you practice doing role play. Like, for example, the call scripts. There's some great call scripts in here. You want to practice these. You want to practice them so you get comfortable with them, so you get familiar with them, so that when you're saying them to somebody, you don't sound like you're reading from a script. And even when you are using these email scripts, you can always change the wording a little bit to make it sound a little more like you, okay? The ones that I've put in here, I've been very careful to make them sound, you know, conversational and personal, so that it's not obvious that they're just a bulk script email, okay? So read through all the scripts in the script library. Let's do that now together. No, just kidding. Read through them all, get familiar with them so that you know which ones you like. Now, the other thing that you can do while you're in the script library is you can create a script. So you can add your own. Let's say you have scripts that you've already created, or let's say you search for a script about something and it's not in there, and it's something that you want to create a script of. You can create your own. When you create your own script, it only shows up in your script library. So when you create it, it doesn't go to everyone else's libraries. That's the difference. Okay, so when I create them, I have the option as the manager to choose to give them to everybody, which I do, but don't worry that anyone else is going to see your scripts. They're just there for you. Okay. Yes, and that is, thank you. The question was, can I review the scripts? I am always happy, no matter where you are, no matter what office you're in. If you don't know me, I was an English teacher for 15 years. You can always send me a script and say, Kate, here's a draft of a script I wrote. Here's a draft of my bio. Here's a draft, whatever, and I will help you with it. Anytime, anyone. And the contracts too. I mean, seriously, anything. That's what we're here for. You told me yesterday you didn't want to bother me. What? Sorry that you had to bother me by me doing my job. No, I mean, seriously. You know. So yeah, please do. I'll be happy to look at them for you and give you advice on them. And we may even do a script writing workshop sometime in the future. So, okay. So, but again, when you create a script, I'll show you what it does here. It's very simple, just like everything else on Zap. You just start at the beginning. So where it says levels, I don't think you're going to have any of these options other than self. So you would just choose self, or it might not even give you that option because when you're as agents, it only allows you to give them to yourself anyway. So you would select self. Now for audience, you've got options. So the statuses of the buyers or sellers, sorry, the status of the contacts are new, hot, incubating, cold, and closed. So you can add scripts for new contacts. You can add scripts for hot contacts. Maybe those would be maybe people that you're already showing properties to, that you're, you know, they're getting pre-approved. Incubating, again, would be people that you have them as contacts, you know they're thinking about buying or selling, but you're just kind of, you know, that's what it is. You're incubating them. You're just kind of, you know, hanging on, talking to them now and then, keeping the conversation going. Cold, you know what cold contacts are: people who don't respond, people who disappear, but they're not necessarily dead. You can be cold without necessarily being dead. So you can create scripts for cold people. That's what you would do, is those would be scripts trying to just grab their attention and get some attention from them, okay? And then closed, don't forget to keep communicating with your closed clients, okay? Because if they bought a house from you once, they're gonna sell it at some point, you know, or if they sold their house with you once, they might have referrals for somebody else. So you wanna keep in touch with your closed clients as well. So you would choose that. So let's say I wanna do a script for someone who's new. Client type, you've got all these things you can choose: buyer, seller, buyer and seller, renter, investor, personal contact, past client, agent, vendor, recruit, or other. So you can select, let's say this one is a investor. So this is a new investor, okay? And then if these two are optional, timeline to transact, if you know, are they looking to transact within the next 6 months? Are they looking to transact after 6 months from now, or are they just browsing? And then the client interest, you've got general buyer, investor, relocator, first-time buyer, financial issues, retiree, general seller, underwater owner. I mean, you've got all kinds of, you know, what that's for is just to help you search. When you're looking for, oh, where's that email script that I created for new investors, and you just type in, I'll show you where, and then you just put the subject, the description for yourself to remember, and I'll show you what those are, and then your script, and then you hit save. So let me show you where this shows up. So let's say you're going to search scripts. So let's say you want to do status. I want to look for scripts for new contacts. So you select new, look, went down to 69 scripts. But I also want to look for new investors. Aha, see, there's no scripts for new investors. So that might be something you'd want to create. Okay. Let's say though, you're saying I want a new buyer. Okay, there's 47 scripts for new buyers. And new buyers who are looking to buy within the next 6 months. There's 11 of those. Okay, so you see that's why putting those categories in is important, because then it helps you go and find those scripts faster. All right, and just out of I've been asked this before, and I just want to
Okay, so they must not leave
show
without.
you for author. If you look under, I think it's my company. Yes. Okay. So if you want to find just the scripts that I created, if you're curious about those,
They just
select
call.
author and my company. Okay. The brand is like everything, you know, all Century 21, because a lot of these scripts were created by, you know, Century 21. But the ones that are, say, my company are the ones that I put in, just so you know. Okay. So the important thing about the description, let me go back to the my company ones. So if you look at these two, you can, what? Oh, you have that. Okay, that happens. You probably have something else selected. So unselect all the other. Do you have the type of buyer, the type of, so clear out all the fields that you have selected. So it'll happen, it'll show up. It doesn't clear out automatically. So you have to clear it out and make sure that all of these say any. Okay. Yeah, unfilter it basically. So so this is why the descriptions are important. These two, the first two, they both say the title is checking in. So what's the difference between these two? Well, if you look at the description, this one says follow up to active lead. This one says follow up to active lead, high price point. So you know there's a difference between those two. So you know which one you want to use. Complete your contact information, how to get the phone number when a new lead has not, you know, so all of this it gives you the description so you know what the email is about. And then again, to read it, you just click the plus sign. So let's see what the difference is between this two. So this is the checking in. Just a quick note to see how your home search is coming. Have you seen any listings that pique your interest lately? Remember, most listings are on a key safe and I have access, so there's no need to wait for an open house. Okay. Now, what's the difference between that and the high price point? So first paragraph is the same, but the second paragraph says, remember, many of the homes you're interested in are available to see by appointment only, and I can schedule a private tour for you. That's the difference with the high price point. Okay, yeah, go on, please, don't worry about us. So, and these tags, when you use these scripts, the tags are put in there, client first name, agent first name, they will automatically populate the lead's name and your name. So if you use this as a bulk email, then it will automatically include each person's name. So that's why the tags are there. And when it comes to creating your own scripts, and like I said, we'll probably do a script workshop at some point, I'll show you how to insert those. Or you can just literally copy this right here, okay? So once you're familiar with the scripts, it's time to look at the follow-up plans. So when you go to manage, there's also a follow-up plan library, okay? So you're gonna click on follow-up plan library. Now, the great thing is there are already plans put in place. There are already plans that the Century 21, you know, administrators have set up. It tells you what it's for, like automated plan for new leads, Century 21 Real Estate Alliance follow-up, which is from our company, closed buyer follow-up plan, closed renter, closed seller. So there's all kinds that you can choose from already. So you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You don't have to create your own. There's some that are already there. But you can go in if you want to. You can create your own, or you can tweak the ones that are there and maybe take one out, put a different one in, whatever. And it tells you what the status is. So these are for new clients, these are for closed clients, these are for cold, and it tells you how many touch points there are. Now this first one has 24 touch points, okay? Second one has 11, and then some only have 3, 5, whatever, okay? So let's take a look at the closed buyers, because that's really important. You want to keep in touch with your closed buyers because those people could be sellers at some point in the future. So I'm going to click the plus sign. And so there are 3 touch points. The first one, they're all email, so you can see the emails here. First one is, what's love got to do with it? And you notice it says in 60 days. So 2 months after closing, this email will get sent from you to your client. Hope everything's going well with you. What have you been up to? I would love to meet your family members or friends who are thinking about buying or selling. Now is the time for them to take advantage of all that the current market has to offer. Please keep me in mind when anyone you know is considering a move. Okay, so that's a, so yeah, this is going to be an automatic one. Okay, and well you can, but I'm just showing you what this is already. This is already set up to be automatic. Second one, 60 days later. Now this says happy anniversary, which I'm trying to figure out why 120 days would be happy anniversary. I could say happy 4-month anniversary, maybe. Yes, we might want to. That's why we look at these. Be careful with these, okay? And then another 60 days. Now is a good time for home improvement. Okay, so it's just, you know, things to keep in touch with them. But let's look at the difference between that, for example, and the automated plan for new leads. So this one has 24 emails, and they go out. First one goes out right away as soon as you enter them. Second one 2 days later, then 3 days later, then 5 days later, then 4 days later, then 6 days later, then 7 days, 7 days, 7 days. So it starts to move to 7 days, and then to 14 days, and then to 30 days by the end. So in the beginning, they're getting the emails more frequently, and then it starts to slow down. Now, the trick to this, these are emails that will go out if you're not hearing back from them. The key is once you start hearing back from them and they start communicating with you, you want to take them off the follow-up plan, because then it's going to be weird. Like we just talked yesterday about this, and then you just sent me an email saying, would you like to go see homes this weekend? You know, so it really is up to you to make sure that you're keeping track of who's on the plans, and that's easy to do. I'll show you. Okay, so let's say you input, you do an open house. You meet 10 potential clients. You come home, you input them all into your Zap database, and you set them all up on this automated plan for new leads. Now they're automatically getting emails from you, okay? 9 out of 10 of them will probably not respond to you because that's just the way leads are. So they just keep getting sent the emails. You don't have to worry about it. But one person does respond to you, great. Now you take her off the lead plan and the automatic plan, and you communicate with her individually. Yes, they do have the ability to unsubscribe. Okay, so don't worry about the do not call thing or whatever. They have the opportunity to unsubscribe from these, and if they do, the automated emails will not go to them. Okay, so they'll stay on the follow-up plan, but it'll just give you on their page. It'll give you a notification this was not sent. So okay, so let's start with just the automated one. So let's say you have a client that you want to put on this automated plan for new leads. How do we do this? So you're going to find your contact. So here's my contact. And by the way, if you want to test these out, it's great to have your own account in there with your own personal email. Test them out on yourself. So that's what I do. I have my own account here. So we've already talked about in the beginning class about how to read somebody's profile page. So if you missed that, you'll be able to see that in Launch. But here we're going to go to campaigns. So here we go, campaigns and follow-ups. And I'm going to scroll down, follow-up plan. And it says right here, this contact does not currently belong to a follow-up plan. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click add follow-up plan. Okay, and now I'm going to choose the follow-up plan that I want. And so I'm going to put her on the automated plan for new leads, and I'm just going to hit select. Follow-up plan selected. Done. So now the first email should go out right away, and then the next email will go out 2 days later, and the next email 3 days later, and so on. You know what? We have to get over the worry about being annoying.
That's right.
We have to get over that.
You have to show that you're working. If
Right.
You're not working.
Yeah.
Automatic.
Yeah, you know what? If they tell you stop emailing me, fine, then stop emailing them. But I mean, until that time, remember how many emails, think about how many emails you get a day. Okay, so unless somebody's sending you 3 emails in the same day, 2 days later, they're already way gone from your mind. Believe me that, okay? So we cannot worry about being annoying, or we're never gonna communicate with anybody else. Armando,
If we're sending in bulk,
yes,
few thousand.
Yeah.
Few thousand.
yes.
Can you show me the keystrokes?
Oh, to send a bulk email?
Just because I know there's one thing there. There's a feature in the.
Right, on the filter page, just to send
On
one.
the filter page, let's say, put the zip code, somebody come out, and I hit
Yes.
tag.
Okay, and I'm going to show you, actually, that'll tie in well with what we're doing here. So let's say you put in, and I'll show you this too, but let's say you put in your 10 contacts from the open house, and you want to put them all on this follow-up plan, and you don't want to go in one at a time and put them on the follow-up plan. So here's how you do that. You go to your contacts. Okay, so I have 726. So I have 726 contacts. I'm going to open up my filters, and what I can do is, in order to find those, now we talked about adding tags to contacts in our new class. So you could search by your tag. So you would have your custom tags. So let's just say, for example, that I put them in as lead gen, whatever. So I have 8 now. Okay. So all these 8 people, these are my 8 people that I met at the open house. I want to put them all in the new follow-up plan. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down to my 8 filtered results. I'm going to click the box here that selects all of them. Okay. Then I'm going to go up here to bulk actions. Okay. So from bulk actions, this is where you would send one email. So you could bulk email them. You would just
Right.
select email. But here you can select follow-up plan. So I can put all those people, I select a follow-up plan. I'm not going to do it because I don't want to bother my, but that's where I would select it.
Just that one keystroke.
That's it. Yep. Bulk actions. And by the way, adding people to the follow-up plans in bulk was not available a few months ago. And it was something they were working on it. It wasn't working. And I bugged Zap like crazy. I was on the phone with Zap Labs all the time going, guys, you got to get this up. You got to fix this. Because up until a few months ago, you had to add people one at a time to a follow-up plan. Okay. Which you still can. But this is nice when you import multiple people. So let's say you import a database that has all your closed clients in it. You can select those, tag them as closed, select those, add them to your closed client follow-up plan. Question, Emma?
For the bulk email,
Yes.
they cannot unsubscribe, right?
No, they can unsubscribe.
Oh, yeah.
So,
The-
yeah.
Only the individual they cannot.
Right. Individual emails, they cannot unsubscribe. So this is what this means is, let's say I go to,
You can spam too.
well, yeah, they can put you, yeah, they
Once
can,
you're spammed, you're never gonna see
yeah,
it.
they can put you in spam. And you know what? If they're going to put you in spam, they're going to put you in spam. That's why we need a lot of contacts. We need to do a lot of prospecting, because the more you have, the more likely you are. So here's my closed clients. Oh, I just have me, I guess. So I can go to here. Wait, let me close the filters. Go away.
Link to the MLS.
Yes.
And you can
Yes.
MLS.
Yes, you can send MLS listings. We did talk about that once before. I'll show you again real quick at the end. So I can send an email to this person right from here. And that's a personal email. They cannot unsubscribe from a personal email, because that's a direct email from you to them. They would have to ask you, put you in spam, or ask you to stop emailing them. But when you do send a bulk email, it gives them an option to unsubscribe. And the personal emails and the bulk emails look different. In the bulk email, it's a little more obvious. You've got like a box with your picture in it underneath, and then there's a few, there's some information and it has an unsubscribe link. A personal email really looks like just between you and them, okay? So let's get back to our follow-up plans. So let's say that you want to use, let's say you want to use this closed buyer follow-up plan, but you want to change or add something, okay? So for instance, you see that happy anniversary email and you're like, that doesn't work. I don't want to use that happy anniversary email. And I'd actually like to do more emails. I'd like to have it set up for the whole year. And then I'll do the happy anniversary email at the end of the year. So I'll do 6 emails, okay? So you can click the edit with pencil right over here, and it brings up the follow-up plan. Now what you can do is look at how it says Kate's copy of closed buyer follow-up plan. So you'll know this is your copy. It'll say Armando's copy or Emerald's copy or Raymond's copy. It's still the same description, follow-up plan for closed buyers. User access, now again, you can do just self, that's for me. You've got the suggested audience, closed buyer. Now, this happy anniversary email, I like the happy anniversary email, but I want to make sure it's only on their anniversary. So I'm going to put this, I'm going to move it. All I have to do is grab these little dots and I can move it down. And here we go, 1 year. Okay, so I can change the days to 1 year. So now I know that they're going to get emailed 1 year. Okay, but there's more stuff that I want to add in here. So let me add here, right here, it says add more. Let's add another one. So I'm going to choose the script, select a method, automated email. Now you can do, a couple of these have personal email and a couple have automated emails. Here's the difference. Personal email means you will get a reminder on that day. So 60 days from now, you'll get a reminder and it says, and it'll say, it'll have that person's name and it'll give you the option to send that email. Okay, and you just click on it and you send it. Those are the type of emails, Emerald, that we were just talking about. Those are the type of emails they can't unsubscribe from.
Can create a template of, let's say, 12, 15, and all the new clients will get that same sequence.
Yes, that's what we're doing here. This is the plan. And so you can put anybody you want on this plan. You're creating the plan, the follow-up plan, the drip campaign.
Right.
And you just, if you assign this to any contacts, they will get that same sequence every time. They will all get it. So you're 20 people.
So those 31 that we saw a second ago,
Mhm.
you still have to handpick each one of those.
No, you can use that one that's there. This is only if you want to create, if you want to change or create something of your own, if you want to do it a little differently. The great thing is they're already there. Go through and take a look at them, but I mean, you don't have to reinvent the wheel if you don't want to.
Does that one click on the top one?
Yeah.
That was it?
Yeah, select.
And all of
And
them?
yep, all of those will go to them. Yep, the whole sequence. So let's say, okay, so I choose an automated email. I'm going to choose a script. Now this is again for closed buyer. So I'm going to go closed buyer. And let's see what else we got. Oh, that's a lot of USAA stuff. 1 year. Oh, okay, let's go back to any. Can you believe it's been 1 month? Happy anniversary, happy home sale anniversary. How did your move go? So you could actually do that like, 10 days later. How's life after the move? How's everything going? Just checking in. Those are renters. Oh, how about please do me the honor? This is asking for a review. Oh, asking for a review. Perfect. So let's select that one. But of course, I want to do that earlier. So I'm going to do this. I want this to be 7 days later, because you want to get that review while they're still fresh and happy, right? So I'll have it automatically sent to them 7 days after. And then I've got my 60, my 61 year. And now I save. So now I have, okay. And what it tells you, what it's saying here is, are you sure? What it tells you is whoever's currently on that follow-up plan, the changes are not going to apply to that then. The changes are only going to apply to people you put on that follow-up plan in the future. Okay, so it's good to set these up early. But I mean, so I always just go, yes, fine, save changes. Okay, So now when I want to go and select what follow-up plan I want to use, so I'm going to go to my contacts. I'm going to find my closed, reset all the filters, and I'm going to do closed client. Oh, there we go, got 3. So I'm going to select those people. I'm going to go to my bulk actions, select the follow-up plan, and I'm going to go to author. I'm going to go to me, and that just tells me what my follow-up plans are. And then I'm going to select. We're assigning the follow-up plan to your selected contacts. We'll send you a notification once we're done. And that's it. Now, unfortunately, I have to go in there and undo some of these because I don't want them to be on the closed client follow-up plan. So I'm going to take, and this is the way that you take off the follow-up plan. So you go back to the campaigns, find your follow-up plans. If you ever do this by mistake, you can click here, remove plan. Are you sure? Yes. Okay. And now I'm going to go back to the other one, which is Elizabeth, and take her off because I don't want to bother her because we already communicate. Yeah, that is the key with these follow-up plans. Remember, guys, is once you start communicating with somebody, take them off the follow-up plan because it's going to be confusing if they're getting these automatic emails from you when you guys are communicating otherwise. So this is more of a follow-up plan to keep in touch, keep you top of mind, remind them that you're still there, okay, and make sure that they, you know, that they stay familiar with you. All right, even if you do it every 2 months, 3 months. I mean, you saw you can select whatever timing you want. It's important that people remember that you're still out there. And yeah, some of them are going to end up going to spam. Some of them are going to unsubscribe. Okay, that's fine. Just keep on doing it with the ones that don't. All it takes is one person to start communicating with you, and it's all worth it. And the nice thing about this is it goes really, really quickly. So, and you know, you can just get it set up and then done. You can forget about it. Same as with the listing. Carol, we talked about the listing alerts with the MLS. Yes, we did talk about that last time, but I'll show you real quick the listing alerts. If you want to send people automatic listing alerts, you can set them up here. And I'm going to talk about that more in our that beginner class at launch. So, and everybody's welcome, by the way.
I've done it on the MLS website, so I'll-
Yeah, and it's the same. Yeah, you see, if you've done it on the MLS, it's the same thing, except this comes and it takes them back to your website to look at the properties. It takes them back to your Century 21 website rather than going to the MLS. Okay. Launch starts on May 13th, and it's in Campbell. So just watch the daily bulletin. So, well, because we move it around. It's in, you know. So listing alerts are when somebody tells you, I'm looking for a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom in Redwood City. And so you can set up an automatic alert on your website that whenever any 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom homes in Redwood City come up, it will send them an email from you.
That's on the listing side. We have that other thing called home.
Yep, so the home value updates. So right here, I have her on a home value update. So if you have a seller, you can put their address in, and I see I've got it activated. So this is, so I sold them this home a few years ago, and so I'm keeping them on a home value update, so they're constantly, not constantly, every now and then, I think it goes out maybe once a month or something like that, sends them an update on what's sold in their neighborhood recently. It gives them kind of that idea of what's going on. So it keeps them, yeah, exactly, it keeps them apprised of the value.
So this feature now enables us to do it from here and not sign in as the find.
Right, you can do it from here. So you can add one right here, and then you go in. You can do it by signing in as the client.
But that kind of skews the whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, and we'll do more about how to do this on the next app class. But yeah, but this is a feature that you can do. So reverse auto prospecting. So if you, let's say you have a listing in San Mateo for $2 million, you can look for buyers who have a search set up in San Mateo for $2 million and over. So that's like prospecting for potential buyers for your selling. So instead of prospecting, instead of setting up a search for them to find the homes, you're setting up the search for the home to find them.
On the home value update, can I
Yeah.
do that in bulk?
Home value update. No, you can't do it in bulk because it's specific to a person's home. So you would have to put in the exact address. And so the home value update. Let's add a home value update here. Actually, no, let's not do it on Elizabeth. Let's do it on me. So for the home value update, you want to know their address. Okay, so I'm going to add a home value update. And so let's say their address is, well, I want to know this is my dad's home that we sold last year, so I want to keep track of it. So 1012 Chula Vista, Burlingame. So I'm going to save that. And now there is a home value update on that home. The other way that I could do it is I could search for the home. So I could sign in as the contact. You click more here, you go sign in as the contact. I could search for the home. Here we go, 1012 Chula Vista. It'll tell me that, yep, it's off the market, but see, I'm already subscribed to updates, but if I hadn't just done that, it would have a little binocular sign right here and said, get updates, watch this home. So you just click that. Okay.
So we can do it in bulk.
No, you can't do it in bulk again because it's going to be individual to each person's
But that
house.
would, yeah, so if we have the address to the house already in bulk,
I can understand if you have the address to the house already, that would be, yes. I mean, I think that's a feature that they probably could figure out later on. It would be a matter of taking the address, you input their address and then connecting that address with that section and
on the drop down menu.
yeah, exactly. So it's something that could probably be done at some point.
That would save a lot of time.
I know. Okay, so let's go.
Wait, Katie,
What's that?
just say you cannot do that?
You can't do it in bulk. Like I can't take all my sellers and go in and say, put them on watch home value updates, and it'll automatically find each of their homes for them. So that you have to do one at a time. You have somebody's address, you find it, you put them on a watched home. So yeah. Okay. Sorry. Okay, I'll show you again. So so for you on the person's page, so here's my client. I'm going to go down to the campaigns section and look for home value update. And then it'll say add home value update. Now you can add more than one, see? So you can add multiple home value updates. So I could add another home if I wanted to. I could watch two, if somebody owns two homes, or if they want to watch the home that they sold and the home that they bought, so you can add as many as you like. So let's go back to follow-up plans. I'm going to show you if you want to start from scratch and set up your own follow-up plan. Okay. Oh, by the way, sorry, that's a little bit longer. Let me just show you this real quick. Up here on the top of the follow-up plan library, it says auto-assigned plans. This is something that you can set up so you don't actually have to do anything. So what this is you have buyers with, so everybody you put in there will be either a buyer or a seller or a buyer and seller or a renter, whatever it may be. So this gives you the option to turn on follow-up plans automatically so that every new person you enter as a buyer will automatically be on that follow-up plan. You don't even have to select it for them. Okay. So if I click one of these on, and it'll go on automatically, so I'm not going to click it, but if I click it on, that means that every buyer with a status of new is automatically going to be put on my new buyer follow-up plan. Okay. Yep. Now again, seller. So I could put all incubating sellers on my incubating seller follow-up plan. I could put all closed sellers automatically on my closed seller follow-up plan. So as soon as their status is registered in the system, as soon as you put them in as a closed seller, and it has you give that type when you add a contact, as soon as you do that, they're automatically on a follow-up plan. So you don't even have to go and select them and do it. That's only if you already have people in there that you want to put on there. And they have also buyer and seller, okay? They have renters, they have investors and personal contacts, past clients. So you can add these. Right now there's none of them that are in there, but you could add those. So let me show you how to create. Oh, okay, I'll show you again. So you go to manage, follow-up plan library, auto assign plans. Okay, that's how you get there. So you can just auto assign them. But let me show you how to create your own follow-up plan for those of you who like to have a real handle on, I want to make sure that everything that's going out is exactly what I want it to be. So you can click add follow-up plan. So name, I would always put your name on it. So this is going to be Kate's, let's put Kate's closed seller follow-up plan. Okay, now you always have to put a description. So I was just putting closed sellers. Okay, user access. So again, for me, I'm just going to put this one in for myself. I could put it for me, I could put it in my company and you guys could use it, but suggested audience. So I got to pick closed, client type, seller. Okay, and now I'm going to start here. So for method, you can choose a phone call, a personal email, or an automated email. Obviously, automated emails are the easiest. I would not necessarily use automated emails in the beginning for hot clients, for closed clients, for people that you really have a relationship with. Those are good for just leads that you're incubating or that you've met once, or that they've said, well, we might sell 5 years from now, and you just want to kind of keep in touch with them. So I want to be reminded, the first one I want to do is I want to do a phone call. Okay, so now I can choose a script, and it takes me to the phone script, the call script library. So let me see if I have one for closed. Yeah, closed client check-in. That's for buyers. Reminder about setting up utilities. So these are all for buyers. So I might have to create something for closed sellers for call script. Okay. So this says, how are you doing? How is your house? I was just thinking about you and I wanted to say hi. Is there anything I can help you with? So I could actually tweak that a little bit and change that to be for sellers. How are you doing? How's your new home? Or how is it in, Hawaii where you moved, or whatever it may be. So I could create a different call script.
But this is right here, just on the setup.
Right. So what I could do is I could go in and I could edit that at another point and then be ready for it. No, we don't have multiple windows.
So when we call the individual.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes. Okay. Let me show you how it works. Yes. Okay. Sorry. So let me select this one and I'll show you how it's going to work. Okay. So, and I want this to be ASAP. Okay. So I'm going to add another one. So now, maybe a month after that phone call, I'm going to send them a personal email. So now it takes me to the email script library, and I'm going to look for closed sellers. Can you believe it's been 1 month? Great, perfect. Can you believe it's been 1 month? All right, and so I'm going to select that for, guess how many days? 30. Shocking, right? It's good math. That's good math from the former English teacher. I just want to say, you got to be impressed by that. All right, and then after that, I'll do an automated email. Yeah, about another 30 days later. So let me choose my closed seller, and let's say, how is life after the move? Oh, that's for a week later. Oh, you know what? I like that. That's for a week later. So let me select that, and I'm going to put that at 7 days, but that would be 7 days after this one. So I want to actually move that. Actually, I can move it, I think, after, that would be a personal email. Sorry. Yeah, no, I'm trying to figure out. So I would have to put, I could move that later. So I'm not going to do that one right now. So I'm going to do an automated email. And let's do my closed seller. Let's pick one more. And then I would probably continue with automated emails like every couple months. So let's do closed sellers. Oh, here we go. How's everything going? And checking in and asking for referrals. Good. And that would be an automated email, and that would go. Now remember, it's after each email. So for instance, this is right away. This is 30 days after the first one. This is 30 days after the second one. Okay, so it's not like, so just, it always counts off the last one. Okay, so I'm going to save this. So here's my personal closed seller automated plan. I want to find it and I want to assign it to somebody. Okay, so here it is, Kate's closed seller. So let me go to my closed seller, that I can't spell my own name, and I'm going to put her on this follow-up plan. So I'm going to go to my campaigns. Now remember, I already put this person on the new closed buyer follow-up plan earlier. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the plan. And I'm going to select mine, closed seller, select. Okay, now, if that worked correctly, then what will happen, because I did an ASAP one, let's hope it worked, right? So it should, because I did an ASAP on the phone call, it should come up automatically on my, it'll tell me, it'll show me that I have reminders. So let me go back to that and see. Let me go back to that and see if I can make sure that that's set up properly. And again, guys, a lot of this is trial and error, but that's why I say try it on yourself first. Try it on your own account first. Let's see. Yeah, so here it is. Nope. Oh, wait a second. Did I select the? Oh. I was still on the responsive prospect one. Oh, that's weird. Hold on a second. Sorry. View plan. I think I made a mistake here when I selected. No, closed sellers, closed seller. No, I got it. No, that was correct. Okay. And it showed me that it would. Sorry, my mouse just stopped working. You're not being very helpful right now, little mouse. Sorry, guys, having mouse issues now. What is going on? No, let's see. Just turn it off and on again. It seems to be okay. All right, hold on. Let me switch it. Hang on. Hang on. Super high tech stuff here. All right, let's see if this works. Nope. Okay, well, now the mouse is not working. So, oh wait, hold on. No, this one is dead. Okay, that wasn't helpful. All right, technical difficulties, guys. Is it going? No. Yeah, see, it's not working. All right. Is that the red line on? Installing device driver software. Oh, maybe that'll fix it. And click here for status. I wish I could click there. It'd help if I had a mouse. Sorry, guys. So what happens when you put in either a phone call or a personal email, it will show up on your dashboard as a reminder. The automated emails will just go on their own, assuming they have not opted out of bulk email. All right, it's still installing. And so you were asking about the screen. So what happens is it pops up, you select to make the call, and it pops up on a screen. It has the the person's contact information, the history, and it has the script there for you. And then you can take notes. It has a place where you can take notes. I'd
That's
love
right.
to be able to show it to you.
I mean, because people basically know that my their script or
Yes.
anything.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, that's what happens with the call scripts. This is still going. Someone asked Tina Marie if she knows how to fix this mouse.
Yeah,
No, Tina.
you're doing great, Kate.
Thanks. Can you believe I used to do this for 8 hours a day
Oh, my God.
in front of teenagers?
No wonder. I'm like, did you really, or you joke?
No, I was a teacher for 15 years.
But not this.
Not this stuff, but no. More exciting stuff like trying to teach Shakespeare to 13-year-old boys. Yeah, that was fun. They really were interested in that.
So where did you train from? From staff?
Where did I get my training from? Zap. I worked with Coldwell Banker for 5 years, and for the last 2.5 years, 3.5 years, I was a manager and then a district manager of the team at Coldwell Banker called, but that one's not even working, I don't think, called the Powered by Zip team. And we were our agents were the team that worked with Zap and got the leads from Zip Realty that was connected. So when this new Zap, I mean, we were using old Zap, which was Zap 2.0. This is Zap 3. When it came out, all of us managers went to a conference where we all got trained in how to teach our agents. Yeah, Tina Marie, the mouse is mad. It's not working. Maybe. That would be a shame. That would mean like nobody's here doing work and using it. Yeah. Yeah, so I've been training on Zap for quite a while now. So, and anything I don't know how to do, I'll find out how to do. And anything that Zap can't do that we think it should be able to do, I will contact Zap Labs and tell them I think we should be able to do this.
The whole thing.
The home thing, yes. Be able to do a bulk watched home feature based on the person's address.
If we're going out to sellers and listings, yeah.
Yes, I think that's a good idea. Yeah, guys, the one thing about this, about most of the contacts that are in here that will probably be buyers, because they're people that you meet at open houses or people that, I mean, we know there's a heck of a lot more buyers out there than there are sellers. So most of them you'll be setting up on your, the watched homes, not the watched homes, the listing alerts to find the homes that are more interesting for them. But don't forget about your potential sellers. Put them in here and put them on a watched home alert. So they will get home value updates on their current home. There are things and there are other emails that you can send to potential sellers. So, I mean, there's definitely, you can, and you can use them for investors. You can use them for renters too. Okay, let's try these. Let's try new batteries and see if that works. All right. Okay, while I'm doing this, anybody else have any current questions that I can help you with? So we're not just sitting here in silence watching me do mechanical stuff. Okay, hold on. Let me do this.
You days a week?
Oh my God, it worked. Okay, thank you. It worked. All right, great. We're good. I keep the way. All right, let's see this now. There we go. Okay. So here's what happens on the day that you have set up for the phone call or the personal email. Remember, automated emails go by themselves. You will log into Zap and it will show you that you have a reminder. And it will tell you right here what it is. Okay, today's the date that it's due. Here's the contact. Here is the description. Kate's closed seller follow-up plan, touch point 1, phone call. And then I click on actions, make a call. Okay, so I'm gonna make it. What this basically does is just remind me, hey, remember, time to call that person. Okay, so I'm gonna click make a call and it should auto-populate. Yeah, it is. Here's the script right here. So what it does is it pulls up information about this person, shows me any profile notes I have about them. It shows me what they've been doing, like how long they log into the website, etc. I would have profile notes on this person. Sold their house at 1012 Chula Vista in October. Dennis and Mare. They have a dog named Bailey. So just so I would remember, because when I'm on this screen, I remember how's Bailey moving into the new house, how's whatever. So, but here's my script right up here. Okay. So here's my closed client. This is Kate with Century 21 Real Estate Alliance. How are you doing? How's your house? I was just thinking about you. Wanted to say hi. Is there anything I can help you with? And that's just an opening for a conversation. And then I put in, did you reach Kate? Yes or no? Yes, you put yes if you actually spoke to them. You put no if you left a message or if you didn't get them, just so you remind, it'll remind you that no, I didn't actually speak to them. And then I put in the call notes. Bailey is doing fine. They love the pool. Want me to come over in a few weeks for dinner. Okay, so I'm gonna hit save. That's my notes for myself. Then I'm gonna hit save. Now I'm gonna add a reminder, because what did they say? They said they wanted me to come over in a few weeks for dinner. So I'm gonna add a reminder. Description, call about dinner. Well, and I'm gonna put the date. They said a few weeks. Let me put May 30th. Okay. 23rd. So 3 weeks. And I'm gonna put save. Now in 3 weeks, a reminder will pop up and it will say call about dinner. And then I can go back to my old notes and be like, oh yeah, they said they wanted to invite me over for dinner. Where do we find all these notes? You're gonna find them in the history section. So when you go down to history, it has a record. So here's my phone call, May 2nd, reached them, and here's my notes. So I've got the whole history, every email, every phone call, every text message that I've ever sent through Zap goes here.
That's the true follow-up.
That's, yep, that's
Does
it.
that just apply to that one particular client?
Yeah, this is my history for this client. Okay.
I'll go
Yeah.
through those then.
So if they don't answer, what I would do is I would select no on the did I reach them, and I would put in myself a note, left them a message about whatever, and then I'd put a reminder to try them again in maybe a couple of days.
Would you text them if they didn't answer?
You
the
could
phone?
text them, yep, if you have their text. Now, the best way to text them would be through the app. So because instead
Through the app, Zap app.
through the Zap app, yep, it's very easy. And again, I'm going to do a whole class on the
So
app.
That way it will record.
It will record in here. Yep, it'll record in here. So the other thing that you could always do, if you, let's say you make a call or you text them outside of Zap and it doesn't record in Zap, you can always add it yourself by adding a note. Exactly, but it just, I don't know, let's just say that you forgot or something like that, or you can log a call right here. So you can say, oh, yep, that's right, I called them, here's what I did, and enter, and it would bring up the same call notes, okay? So, and now you see that when I go back to my dashboard, I have no reminders because I've already done everything I need, okay? Now, when the automated emails go out, you don't get any kind of notification or anything, but you will see it in their history. So you can always go to the history and see that this email was sent, that email was sent. So the automated ones do get recorded in the history, okay?
Can we move over here?
Guys can move on in. There's a couch right here. So yeah, no, I'm always happy to help, sit down with you, help you set up follow-up plans. So just schedule time with me. The best way is to email me or text me and just schedule time, probably an hour, and we can sit down and set. And that goes for everybody, by the way, guys. Hi, all of you out there in happy Century 21 land. I'm happy to sit down with you and work on some follow-up plans, help you set yours up. So. Good. All right. Well, it's 12:30, but I think I've stuffed your brains full of enough knowledge. Anybody have any other questions about what we've covered here today? Sorry. Made Rose's head explode.
Good stuff.
Good. You're welcome. Even with the technical difficulties. Should have told you all to get up and stretch during that time. All right. Well, then, in that case, I think I'm going to sign off. Thank you all for coming. Those of you who are out there watching and listening, thank you so much for joining in. And this was recorded, I believe. So I will access the recording and get that out to everybody who was here and everybody who wasn't here, so that everyone has it. So that as long as Ping was able to record it. This is kind of our inaugural try. So if it worked, great. If not, that's okay. I'm sure we'll do it again. So, no. No, this is what's recorded. This is what's recorded. Okay, we're gonna sign off. Thank you, everybody.